Hey everybody. I just wanted to disclose first. Welcome to What's That All About? I have the flu. I did let a video go out about my why I say stay weird all the time because I was getting some questions about that. I am when I tell you I'm like in the full throes of the flu right now. So my hair is pulled back like I'm in a wind fucking tunnel because my hair hurts and everything hurts and I'm wearing the softest possible. I wore the softest possible button-down shirt for the other video I did and now I'm wearing a big marshmallow for this. I really just wanted to get it done. Has anyone else had the flu when they were growing up? Is it worse? I've never had it as a child. So this blows monkey balls. I'm putting it out there because this is the fucking worst I have ever felt. Haven't slept in 2 days, maybe 2 hours in 2 days. What did I do? You know what? Karma. If I'm starting to believe in karma or not starting to, but I'm a believer in karma, then what did I do? What did I do? My husband's outside clearing. He's got strep throat and he's outside. He gave this to me because he traveled back from Alaska, from Nome, Alaska. Ever heard of Nome? Have you ever heard of the movie Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind? No, it's not. Is it Close or is it Encounters of the Fourth Kind or something? But it's supposedly based on I'm gonna cough throughout. So let's just deal with that. Um, but there were a bunch of disappearances. I might do an episode on that only because I want to look into it. They blamed it initially on a serial killer, but there was a lot of rumor mill stuff about alien abduction and whatnot. So that's kind of fascinating. A lot of weird stuff happens in Alaska, though. You know. So, and I'm going to pardon me for a moment. Not yes, a solo cup. Wtaa. Definitely water. Not usually water, but it has been since Sunday. All right. So I am covering today more ACIO stuff, which I know I've talked to you about before, and I have even, this is like a two-parter kind of. And this is the wing makers. Okay. They're, I've talked about them as kind of like they've been referred to as the central race also, and I know that I've brought that up when I talked about the Anunnaki. So, this is in correlation to the 7 time capsules that are scattered throughout the world on every continent. All right. So I mean this is like one of my, are you looking for more proof of aliens or ancient aliens? Cuz I'm always looking for that because you know what? The more you put a base around the possibilities of aliens starting that far back, like and I'm talking millions of years back, then people can just zip it. But anyway, okay, so the wingmakers they have a direct link to the ACIO. Okay. they have they initially broke into public consciousness through the disclosure of the Wingmaker time machine. Time machine. Yeah, my temperature is 102, so I'm gonna ask you to just be easy on me. Time capsule, also referred to as the Ancient Arrow Project. Okay, this discovery consisted of 23 chambers and connecting tunnels hollowed out deep within the huge natural structure in a remote canyon in northern New Mexico. This is why, excuse me, New Mexico is like numero uno on my bucket list. There is so much history in New Mexico to learn about, and I'm talking about alien history. So, inside this massive and well hidden structure were incredible artifacts of a culture that was of indeterminate origins. Okay. In each of the 23 chambers, they were found wall paintings, various alien technologies, and strange encoded hieroglyphs. It became known among the researchers as ETC, or extraterrestrial time capsule. Boy, that makes sense. According to Peter the Insider, who's the ACIO informant that I've told you about, the Wingmakers project is, in fact, it is an authentic initiative, but it originated from the 15th division, which is the highest division up. Okay, and it is as well known as the story of the Wingmakers has become. It really didn't come close to being representative of the ACIO 15th division agenda. They have a much bigger, it's like global agenda. So this is, yes, one of 7 different, parts. So, all right, more accurately, it likely represented just 2% of the total initiatives that the 15th division was involved in, which just goes to show you, like, the ACIO covers, I mean, dimensionally so much. They've got multiple dimensions. They've got um, all these different programs I will tell you about. I've already told you about the 20 and back, or the secret space program that they had. And I've told you about their super soldiers, if you remember. So I want to tell you about other ones, but I'm going to tell you about those after this, because the Wingmakers are pretty important. So anyway, it's honestly, if you want to watch a refresher, you could watch I'm About to Blow Your Mind episode, and that'll kind of bring you up to speed on stuff. So the ACIO is largely involved in managing human interactions with extraterrestrial civilizations, as well as the procurement and regulating of the advanced technologies passed on to humanity through its development. Now, as important as the Wingmaker's time capsule was, many created the misconception that the Wingmakers initiative is reflective of the overall ACIO agenda, which I just told you is just not the reality. Some people just want to believe, I guess sometimes it's more like what you're interested in, you want to believe is a bigger priority. And, you don't get to make that power choice with the ACIO. They make the choice of what's important. So, anyway, one of the key findings, though, in the Wing Maker projects is that it discloses ancient technology that can provide, get this, can provide highly safe and precise time travel operations into the past and future. And future, people. Everything that I have researched has been about going backwards, never forward. This was a huge, huge moment for me when I read this. So I even wrote it. I said, this feels extremely significant to me. So the availability of this technology to humanity is a major pivotal point, as it forms a bedrock for humanity's development into the advanced technologies. It's like getting into the club. It's like you're a freshman, but you made varsity. It's like a really big deal. So there are 7 sites in total. So 7 time capsules, with the ancient arrow site being the first one discovered. I'm going to put up a diagram. And then these 7 sites represent one for each of the Earth's continents, as I mentioned. The other sites listed here, which I would massacre. Okay, people, you know how badly I am with pronouncing things. I think we've all developed some sort of awareness of the fact that I just cannot pronounce complicated words. Some of them are not complicated, but I'm still going to be putting a list up on either side of me that shows you in order um, as they were discovered. So, yeah, you have a good time with that. And I will leave it up for a little while because, I mean, maybe you want to go and research those on your own too. You never know. So, each of the 7 sites contained, now, it's interesting when I did this other research, it said they had 24 chambers. Now, they could have been counting the 23rd chamber as 2 in a weird way. If you look at the arrow site diagram, um, it's sort of has a look to it that could have a 23/24 chamber. But anyway, again, it held various artifacts and it had alien culture in it, which, of course, at the time, I mean, they're looking at this stuff and going, what in the good Christ is all this? But anyway, it was integral. These artifacts were integral expressions of a spiritually minded race referred to as the Wingmakers, or, as I mentioned, as the Central Race. Now, the chambers include paintings, poetry, philosophy, cosmology, and music. These sites are considered extraterrestrial time capsules, as I mentioned. Collectively, these sites contain the necessary ingredients, this is important, for the human species to make the discovery of the grand portal or the irrefutable discovery of the human soul. And it's like if I had a mic. Oh, I sort of do. I'm not going to drop it though because it weighs a ton and I'm not going to drop it. So kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. So that, this is said to be the ultimate purpose of humankind, to live on earth as self-realized consciousness, to bring earth and soul consciousness together as a coherent expression. You know what this reminded me of? Of Dr. Stephen Greer's CE5 events that he hosts out in the desert. I think it's like in mostly Arizona, but I know he goes like in California and a whole bunch of New Mexico, obviously, and a bunch of different places. He teaches people that technique, which I think is pretty cool, actually. So, one indiscrepancy, as I mentioned before, is that the 23 chambers versus 24. I just don't think I don't think it makes that big of a deal. But the final chamber, whichever it is, 23 or 24, they discovered a small optical disc, which I'm showing a picture of somewhere, that was presumed to hold digital information that could be the key to deciphering the artifacts. Now, scientists eagerly analyzed the disc and realized all too soon that they could not decipher it. They couldn't figure it out. They couldn't access the contents of this disk. Not happening. So the disk was securely stored away in a vault within the ACIO. Figures. The Ancient Arrow project would be put on hold until such time as the proper technology was discovered or released, and that it existed so they could access the contents. I mean, we wait, right? We'll just wait. And I have a feeling like the only place I'm going to see anything about that is going to be on like 4chan, which I know I've told you about. I'm going to be releasing more stuff on that too. They are an interesting entity YouTube channel. I really do recommend you, if you're into this stuff and you want to take a deeper dive into the darkness, please join me. So in summary, the creators of the time capsules called themselves the Wingmakers. Okay, they represented a future version of humanity who lived 750 years in our future. Okay, they claim to be culture bearers, or the ones who bring the seeds of art, science, and philosophy to humanity. The capsules were left behind in various parts of the world, as I listed, for a while. Excuse me. And it's all, they're going to be discovered. Well, not discovered, but released to under a well orchestrated plan. Their apparent goal was to help the next several generations of humans develop a global culture. Fun. So it all sounds great, doesn't it? Like, yay, teach us more. We're in no place here, anywhere to be open to this stuff. Well, I am, but and there's a good chunk of us that are. But you know, this place has taken. I mean, this place. I mean, the whole Earth has taken some seriously dark turns. So I think that any plans that anybody outside of our dimension, I think they're rethinking their arrival. If I were them, I would rethink really, really fucking hard. Sorry, swearing. It's because I'm sick and I'm aggravated. Um, I don't know. I hope whoever planned this reveal knew what they were talking about, and that possibly it would just overwhelm us with positivity and awareness and consciousness and all that good stuff, and that people who are jerks and closed-minded and just plain old assholes won't, ruin it for everybody else, because there's a lot of them out there that will. Just don't listen to them. You listen to yourself. You have your own opinion. Screw everybody else. So anyway, that's all I got for you. But I wanted to give you this before I did the darker side, when I started digging a little deeper into the ACIO. So there's two, the Umbrella Corporation and Rainstorm Corporation. Guys, be prepared. It's some ugly stuff. Okay, it is ugly, and it goes to dark places, and it goes even darker, actually, but I'm not going to get into the Nazi stuff because I don't even like saying the word Nazi. So, anyway, that's it for now. And I hope until next time, you guys at least are staying happy and healthy, because I sure as shit am not healthy. Still happy, but not healthy. Um, and stay weird, because as sick as I am, I will still stay weird. And take care. Bye.